Kalua pig. What could be better than having some buddies over, digging a hole in the ground, starting a fire, throwing a whole pig in there, and having a luau? Nothing. If you've ever been to a luau, you more than likely tried the Kalua pig, which is honestly some of the best pulled pork you will ever have. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna show you how to do Kalua pig at home. Instead of digging a hole in the ground, we're gonna do it in the crock pot. There's only 3 ingredients. You have your Alaea Salt, which is a Hawaiian pink salt kinda. You can get that at a lot of specialty stores. You can get it at an Asian market, and it's a must. You need your liquid smoke, you need your pork butt, pork shoulder, whatever you want. It freezes good. You can use it for sandwiches, tacos, whatever you want to use it for. I think we're going to serve it over rice with some cabbage, which is kind of a traditional way. Might do a macaroni salad, something like that. Really haven't gotten to the point yet. It's going to take us all day to cook it, and I woke up a little late. So also, if you can get banana leaves, I'm going to use banana leaves. It's not necessary, but this is a great recipe to use if you're going to have a party and you want to serve a lot of people with an easy dish. And I'll tell you what, if you open that crock pot and you pull out this big bundle of meat wrapped in banana leaves, Maggie down the street is gonna say, well, and he used banana leaves. There was banana leaves in it. It was the coolest. So you'll make an impression on Maggie down the street, maybe. You'll make an impression on all of them with your food. Let's go inside and I'll show you how to do some Kalua pork. 8 hours in now at this point. I usually do the Kalua pork, about ready to say pig. We're not doing a whole pig, we're just doing pork butt. Therefore, it's Kalua pork, not pig. It's not a whole pig. Get the difference there? About 8 hours in. Normally I do it for about 16 hours, but I did not get it started last night. I didn't get it started today, but no threat, no threat. I cooked it on high for 5 hours, flipped it over, turned it to low. The cool thing about doing it in the banana leaves, let me show you. Tied it up with the string. String makes it a lot easier. Be careful, because it's kind of hot. String makes it a lot easier to pick up and do something with. If you want to flip it, you can use that kind of as a handle. So I utilize that along with the spatula. Very careful, turning it over so you don't splash the hot juice all over yourself. We are at temperature at this point. I was at temperature at 190 when I flipped it. I like to get it up to about 200, 205. It just makes it fall apart. It's really, really yummy. So we're good. I'm gonna let it go for about 30 more minutes. Look at this tiny little cabbage I got. Is that not the coolest little cabbage ever? Not huge cabbage eaters in this family. I'm probably the only cabbage eater in this family. So this little guy was perfect. I saw this at the store and I was like, oh yes, you're coming home with me. If I could name it and set it on the shelf, I would. But eventually it would start stinking. So I'm not gonna do that. Instead, I'm gonna chop them up and I'm gonna set them around in the juices right now and cook some cabbage with it. Cabbage is in, as you can see. Got 30 more minutes. Cabbage is not necessary. Banana leaves are not necessary. But the banana leaves will add a flavor. The cabbage adds the culture. The banana leaves add the culture too. Again, not necessary, but if you could smell the aroma coming from this right now with the banana leaves in there, it's gonna be incredible. Okay, we're all done. First thing I'm gonna do is get some of the cabbage, separate it into a bowl, and then I will pull the pork out, set it on a tray, start shredding. This just literally falls apart for you. There's not much work to go into it, other than if you have some big leftover pieces of fat, you definitely want to pull those out. That's as good as it gets right there. You just touch it with these tongs, and it's shredded. That's it. You can pick up any large chunk that's ow. It's still hot, so be careful. You can pick up any large chunk that's left and it just falls apart. There we go. It's amazing. I guess it would only be appropriate for me to say mahalo for watching. Please subscribe Give it a thumbs up and share it with everybody you know. You got a lot of pork to eat here. Look at that. That's no sissy-sized tray of pork there. Invite the neighbors over or something. And your cabbage, eat that along with it. Pile some on top of a sandwich. You can put this in an aluminum tray or something to keep it. Like I said before, it freezes great. So separate it into some Ziploc baggies, some freezer Ziploc baggies. You can freeze it, pull it out in 1 pound at a time, however you want to do it. Defrost, there's dinner for the night. Can't get enough. If you want to add some of the juice back to it, add some juice back to it. Again, thank you guys. Like, subscribe, and share. Have a good evening. Be good people.